And we continue our team coverage on the Hill Country floods this afternoon.
That's right. Today marks 1 week since the catastrophic floods began, caused by intense rains in one of the highest risk areas of the country. Chief Meteorologist Anthony Yanez joining us now live from Kerr County to explain us more about that. Anthony.
Andy, I just want to show you a little bit behind me, just to give you a perspective of how high the water got. Where I'm standing here, and I'm going to go 100 to 200 yards away from the Guadalupe River, the water made it all the way up here. One of the reasons this area is so flood prone is what's happening in my hand. This is the soil. This is what I picked up when I just bent down. You are seeing limestone rock, and all of the actual soil is made of clay. And I don't think a lot of people are aware that we live in what's called Flash Flood Alley. And this is the area where Flash Flood Alley is. It extends all the way from Dallas out into the Hill Country. And so when you look at the graphic here, that does include parts of Austin, San Antonio, and right where I am here in Kerrville. And so we are in Flash Flood Alley. So how did it get the name and why? First of all, the geology. Second element, the climate. Third is the topography. So let's talk first of all about the geology. What I was just showing you is that limestone and clay soil. So whenever it rains, it does not get absorbed into the ground. It runs off. The climate, you get storms that come in from the Pacific, storms from the Gulf, cold fronts, and then slow moving areas of low pressure. It all lines up here. The topography, there are lots of hills and rivers. Specifically, when you look at what this looks like from Kerrville all the way into Hunt and Camp Mystic, could you just make out what all of the hills and what's in between them? Those valleys are all rivers. So when in this case you get 10 inches of rain that falls in 3 hours, where does it go? It goes right into the river. And then when you look at what happened specifically in Hunt, because of this amount of rain, you had a record-setting amount at 37.52 feet at the river level. In fact, from 5 o'clock in the morning to 6:10, the water went from 8 feet of flow all the way to 37.5 feet, which is incredible. Now, according to the United States Geological Survey, when they look at that number, they determine that this is a 1 in 500 year event. But they're actually going to come out here next week, and what they're going to look at is some of the tree line areas where you don't actually have a recording station, and they're going to see if this actually exceeds a 1 in 500 year event. And that, of course, will happen next week, and we will keep you posted on that.